The first example, I have negative 3/4 times a number is negative 2. So the first thing we have to do is rewrite our problem. The next thing we have to do is kind of go back. I can look back at my notes right here. I have a problem very similar to that right here. Okay, what did I do in this problem? I used the reciprocal. I used the reciprocal of this. I multiplied both sides of the equation by the 3/4 flipped over. So I'm going to multiply this side by negative 4/3. Whatever I do to one side, I have to do to the other. First, I'm going to make my 2 into a fraction because I'm multiplying by a fraction. And now I can solve. I know that when I multiply a fraction by its reciprocal, that value becomes a 1. And a 1 I do not need to rewrite. I get my n all by itself, which is the whole idea here. N equals, now I gotta multiply the other side. Negative 2 times negative 4, a negative times a negative gives me a positive 8. 1 times 3 is 3. Here's my answer, 8/3. Let's see if it works in my equation. Go back, substitute in that 8/3 for n. So I get negative 3/4 times positive 8/3. Let's see what I get. Hopefully I get a negative 2. Negative 3 times positive 8 gives me a negative 24. Positive 4 times positive 3 gives me a positive 12. Remember, this is now a division problem. Negative 24, does it divide by 12 evenly? It sure does. Negative divided by a positive gives me a negative answer. 24 divided by 12 is 2. That's what I should have for my answer. So I know this is correct. All right, the struggle with pi. Pi is just a number, and we use the symbol for the number instead of writing pi because we can't write pi. Pi is too big of a number to write. So here we go. Actually, pi is an impossible number to write. It is it's impossible to write. It's a never-ending decimal. So rewrite my problem. My pi times x equals 3 pi's. Okay, remember this is multiplication. How do you undo multiplication? You divide. Divide this side by pi and this side by pi because I want to isolate my variable. My variable is x. My variable is not the pi. The pi is an irrational number, but it is a number. So when I divide pi over pi, look, it gives me that fraction that equals 1. Same number on top as on the bottom, so this goes away. It leaves me with just the x. If I have 3 pi's and I divide by pi, look again, I have another 1 here, so the pi's disappear and I end up with 3. So this tells me my value of x is 3. So let's take it and let's put it back in this equation and see what happens. I get pi, and then I substitute the x, I put in the 3, equals 3 pi. Does pi times 3 equal the same thing as 3 times pi? It absolutely does. They're just written in reverse order. So I know this is correct. All right, so throughout this whole thing, you should have been stopping the video so that you could take the notes. Hopefully you were doing that. The last part is doing the triads. All 4 of these triads are online in the triad section for 1.1. This is triads 4 through 9, I believe. So you want to solve all 4 of these on your note sheet, check your answers, and then you want to go back into Big Ideas and put in your answers in the triad so I can see that you know what you're doing here. All right, go give it a try. Good luck. And when I have